In this edition of Business Live, Ghana Revenue Authority introduces new feature to reduce costs of doing business under ICOMs.
Cargo is supposed to stay for a period. As it is not staying, then you are not going to pay interest or rent charges to whichever terminal that will be holding the facility.
Also, green bond over-the-counter trading and derivatives set to be introduced on the Ghana Stock Exchange as managers move to boost interest and increase listings.
We've come up with various strategies as to how to increase the listings. One is being now very aggressive on promoting listings to the private sector. So we began some virtual meetings.
And remittances to Ghana shot up by 5% to $3.6 billion last year, despite the impact of COVID-19 on global economies. Hello once again, you're welcome to the program. My name is Charles Aite. We have more of this coming up shortly after this break. And those were your updates in terms of commodities today. To our first story, the Customs Division of the GRA has introduced a new feature aimed at reducing congestion during offloading of goods at the port. The direct cargo delivery feature is aimed at ensuring that selected goods are not detained for a long time, which may pose security concern. There is more in this report.
Integrated Customs Management System introduced for port clearance has been going under a routine upgrade by managers of the system to improve trading at the port. The direct cargo delivery is the latest, expected to improve trade facilitation, reduce the cost of doing business, and enhance security at the port. Principal Revenue Officer, Policy and Programs at the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Small Kafui, has been speaking to Joy Business about the development.
But in this particular case, as soon as the vessel berths, you are going to take cargo. So, of course, the turnaround time, you are actually improving it. Then, where the cargo is supposed to stay for a period, as it is not staying, then you are not going to pay interest or rent charges to whichever terminal that will be holding the facility. So, in fact, it is actually an incentive for especially the importers, which is supposed to improve the clearance time and then to reduce the cost of doing business.
He also explained what has influenced this new trend onto the ICOM systems.
It is to decongest. So where you have something in bulk and you want to pack it into a particular location before you come and take delivery of it, again that you would have been congesting the port. So one key is to decongest. One is also of security. I was mentioning that there are some products that are of high security concern. We wouldn't want that as soon as we wouldn't want to stay at the port for some time. It is better that it is moved and monitored that it gets to its destination. And then we have some of those ones that are bulked up. We don't have facility at the port to accommodate them. So where you keep them, assuming we don't want to practice this one, means that you may be keeping the vessel. As at when we give approval, then you remove.
Importers and other stakeholders at the port are expected to experience enhanced communication among themselves as part of the new feature.
Now, the Ghana Stock Exchange is currently working to introduce new markets and programs aimed at increasing listings and boosting public interest. Now, this will include platforms like the green bond market, over-the-counter trading, and derivatives. The managing director of the exchange, AFEDZIE, who disclosed this, noted that these initiatives will take off before the end of this year, subject to regulatory approvals. He was speaking on BM Express Business Edition.
There are two key challenges facing our market, and I always keep it the keep them very simple. One is, how do we get more companies listed on the market? How do we get Ghanaian companies to raise capital on this market so that they can impact on the development of the economy? That's very key. Then also, how do we improve liquidity on the market? In other words, how do we make it easy or easier for those who have those shares to be able to trade and get their monies back? Those are the two key challenges that we need to work on. So as an exchange, we've come up with various strategies as to how to increase the listings. One is being now very aggressive on promoting listings to the private sector. So we began some virtual meetings and one-on-one meetings with potential companies, both multinationals and local companies, as well as also engaging government through SIA to look at some of the state-owned enterprises that can utilize the market to raise long-term capital and improve their operations. You know, they all will end up in what people will say job creation, will end up in making sure that the economy develops. So that is why we are looking at that aspect very critically. How do we get more companies on this market? And at the same time, making sure that we can get liquidity. That is, people should not buy and just hold forever. We should be able to make sure that we can get people who buy and sell, so that those who want to sell at any time can get their funds. So some of the other things that we are doing is we're engaging farm managers through MPRA, etc., to make sure that farm managers begin to also play an active role in the equity market. Now they play a very active role in the bond market or fixed income, because it's our pensions, and they also look at the risk factors. So if you watch the performance of our market into great detail, you realize that pension funds are beginning to buy some shares on the market.
And you're still watching Business Live. That was Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, EKOW, AFEDZIE there. Despite the impact of COVID-19 on global economies, remittances to Ghana shot up by 5% to $3.6 billion last year. That's a disclosure by the World Bank's 2021 Migration and Development Report. Charles Nixon Yeboah has more.
With the exception of Nigeria, where there was a significant decline in remittances, foreign inflows to Africa went up by 2.3%. According to the report, Ghana was ranked second behind Africa's most populous nation, benefiting significantly from remittance flows last year. There are hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians residing in the United States, United Kingdom, Germany and France who remit funds regularly to their families, loved ones and relations in the country. During the COVID-19 pandemic, where most of these economies were locked down for greater periods, Ghanaians in the diaspora were not perturbed by continuing to send monies to their families and friends back home in Ghana. Importantly, the country benefited from the remittance flows as its contribution to gross domestic product was reasonable. Banks were also not left out, as their commissions from the remittances were expected to have gone up. Nonetheless, the report said remittance flows to the region were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, in particular by restricted mobility measures and the employment situation in the main host countries. Ghana was, however, not much affected, as remittances to urban and rural areas went up slightly.
Now, trade between Ghana and the United States of America is presently estimated at about $1.8 billion. The country, however, exports more to the U.S. than it imports and plans to increase export in cocoa, crude oil and apparel going forward. Here's Simon Margie, who is Executive Secretary of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in Ghana.
In 2019, actually, Ghana exported a lot more to the U.S. Than imported from the U.S. And so Ghana exported over 900 million, and I think that the U.S. did, export to Ghana, a little over 800 million. So those are the figures, and mainly the trade has been in our cocoa products. It was also in minerals and fuel. It was in apparel, which is a big significant market because of agua. For many African countries. And then from the U.S. side, it's been equipment, it's been vehicles, and some other items. I would look at the area of education. Education is critical, and I believe that the U.S. has the best educational structure, and so I would look at marketing Ghana as a favorable place for U.S. universities that want to set up campuses. So education is critical. Looking at the number of Ghanaians coming out of secondary school who need tertiary education, that's one area that I'll market. I'm also convinced that healthcare is important. Ghana is not just positioning itself as a hub for technology, it's also positioning itself as a hub for healthcare within the sub-region. So, presenting that opportunity to U.S. businesses will be critical for us going forward.
And those were international business summaries there. To other stories locally, the management of Kejetia Market is working with butchers to improve the quality of meat sold on the market. Now, this includes hygiene standards, especially in the transportation and storage of meat. Nana Aljima was at the butchery section of the newly built market in Kumasi and has filed this report.
Sanitation, proper refrigeration and handling of meat are of paramount concern in minimizing meat contamination. Poor adherence to standard in meat carting and storage fuel microbial activities on meat, leading to food contamination. The new setting of the butchery at the Kejetia Market provides refrigerators for conducive storage, but management believe the butchers have to play their part in ensuring quality meat is offered for sale. Edward Kofidufo is Managing Director of Kumasi City Markets Limited.
We also need to make sure that it gets a wholesome, the transition between the butchery and then the selling point, which is Kejetia, the end point of sale, should be right. And then also storage should be right. If you look around and behind you, you see fridges there. They are fridges of the company. We bought them, we've given it to them. And today we are ensuring that we are washing and cleaning them, making sure that storage is right. So if you are able to exhaust your stuff in a day, you store right. The temperature of the fridges are right so that they don't go bad.
As part of efforts to improve quality of meat, a quarterly exercise has been instituted at the market. Due to insanitary conditions, insects often invade the butchery. Deputy Head Butcher Ismaila Amadou explains disinfection of the area after the exercise is beneficial. This new cleanup exercise will help us. A lot of people have been complaining about the sanitation in this area. With this arrangement, the consumers will be satisfied with the conditions.
And that's the Naya Ojima's report there. The prices of government-subsidized fertilizers meant to support peasant farmers under the Planting for Food and Jobs program have increased this year, much to the dissatisfaction of farmers in the Upper East region. Now, the prices of improved seeds under the program has also increased. This came to light during a sensitization program on the implementation guidelines for the 2021 Planting for Food and Jobs program, organized at Bolgatanga by the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. Correspondent Albert Sori has more.
Under the 2021 implementation guidelines for the Planting for Food and Jobs program, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture plans to revive the tomato industry in the Upper East region and will support interested farmers with improved seeds and fertilizers to help boost their yield. The aim is to discourage Ghanaian traders from traveling to neighboring Burkina Faso to purchase tomato. This is according to the Upper East Regional Director for the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Francis Eno, who made a presentation at a sensitization workshop for peasant farmers on the 2021 implementation guidelines for the Planting for Food and Jobs program.
You want to revive the tomato industry in Upper East. 7 districts have been targeted that you're going to produce tomatoes come the dry season for our market queens to come and buy. You will do that one, and the fertilizers are there, so you want to ask our farmers to patronize that one to make sure that they improve upon their yields.
It also came to light that the prices of government-subsidized fertilizers under the Planting for Food and Jobs program have been increased. Farmers will now have to pay 5 Ghana cedis and 6 Ghana cedis more for a bag, depending on the type of fertilizer. They will also have to pay between 2 and 7 Ghana cedis more for grams or kilograms of improved seeds.
Last year the NPK were going for 42 and it's now 48, so 6 cedis have been added to pack. And the urea was 40 and it's now 45, so 5 cedis has gone. And then the maize for the hybrid last year was 5 cedis and it's now 12 cedis. But the OPV was 3 cedis and it's now 5 cedis. Sorghum, coffee, they have not changed. They are the same thing. You see, these prices were even set somewhere last year. So it's a very big challenge because of the COVID-19 that we find ourselves in. It has made prices gone up. That is why you are seeing the but the price that has even been announced is quite low compared to the prevailing price. So you want to bear our farmers that this is the best that the government will be able to do for us. If you want to look at the current price, nobody will be able to buy the fertilizer because the prices that they agreed on has not doubled at the international market.
Some of the farmers said the price increases will affect their production.
We rather think they should decrease it. If they increase it, it will affect farmers a lot, especially the female farmers. You know, we female farmers, to go into the farming, we don't have the capacity to go for flowering, cultivating, to transplant, to buy the fertilizer is a program to help.
We're thinking that with the advent of COVID-19, government would have ameliorated the plight of farmers by reducing or increasing the subsidy for the planting for food and just fertilizer. But unfortunately, we can see that it has increased to about 48 cedi per bag. So that means that there's more burden coming to the farmers.
The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana organized the workshop in collaboration with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and with support from the International Budget Partnership. Head of Programs and Advocacy for the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Dr. Charles Inyaba, is calling on government to introduce COVID-19 reliefs specifically for peasant farmers.
You realize that when the COVID hit us, government subsidized water, government subsidized electricity. Most farmers live in rural areas. They don't even use the water that government has subsidized. Most of them don't have light. They don't use electricity. Government could have at least absorbed some of the fertilizer costs and bring it down for us to be able to produce, but that didn't happen. So if fertilizer prices are increasing, obviously farmers will reduce their fertilizer uses. It will also have a negative impact on yields. Overall food supply in the system will go down. And if that happens, we are likely to have food security issues.
For now, peasant farmers across the country may just have to adjust to the new normal. Albert Sorry, JoyNews, Bolgatanga.
Now, in the heart of Abuabo near Kumasi in the Ashanti region is a young software developer who is giving back to society by equipping others to become computer programmers. Zaidan Mustafa volunteers his time to teach both tertiary and senior high students how to code so they can be more efficient and effective in problem solving. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has more.
Programming or software development is a high-income skill. When people become experienced in programming and software development, there are no limits on income opportunities and personal growth.
I'm Mustafa Zidane, and I'm the founder of the Zongo Code Bootcamp. We want to give these guys the tools to make it in the fourth industrial revolution. As we all know, the fourth industrial revolution is about what you can do. It's about what can you build.
That is why Zaidan Mustafa volunteers to teach young students like his age to familiarize themselves with coding.
My name is Fredaus Adam. I'm a first-year student reading BSc Midwifery. And then I came here to learn this because now the world is becoming a global world. You can't just say you are in the health sector, so you wouldn't like to learn something from computing or certain things. So I decided to merge both so that I will fit in wherever I may find myself.
I'm Mohammed Tawfiq Bashir. I'm a professional teacher in Nur Lamin Islamic SHS. I joined the Zongo Boot Camp to learn more about coding. As a person growing up, there are a lot of challenges in the Zongo communities which we all need to come together to solve. I joined the Zongo Boot Camp so that we would be doing critical thinking, reasoning, as well as coming up with a business and also building a web.
Computers are the wheels of today's society. One can live a day without food, but not without computer or smartphone. For this reason, students here want to know how programming works to enhance their appreciation of the world.
I want to be able to create a platform whereby this tricycle business that is going on in Asokorima municipality, whereby we can bring the stakeholders on board so that even at your own convenience, wherever you are, you can.
Ghana's mobile lottery 787 NLA has rewarded a school administrator 20,000 cedis in just under draw. Draw 76 held last Saturday. Bernard Ofori, who hails from Achiaman in the Ga West Municipal Assembly, upon receiving the 20,000 prize, shared this prize will be of greater good to his business. Here's more.
Bernard Kwejo Ofori, who hails from Achiaman in the Ga West Municipal, upon receiving the 20,000 cedis prize, shared the prize will be of greater good to his business. Overjoyed Bernard expressed gratitude to the 787 lottery and urged all to partake in this week's super promising jackpot.
I was just doing SMS here and there, and then that was how far I got it. I started winning 10 cedi, 50 cedi. I kept moving on. I was with my kids, and we were like the whole world. It's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. Like I'm saying, I came with my squad, and it's real. That just flow and do it. It's workable.
Head of Customer Experience Richard Akotubanfo at the event announced *787# full house package guarantees at least a 10 cedis win in this Saturday's super jackpot draw.
Let's talk about money this Saturday. We are looking at a jackpot value of 738,000 Ghana cedis with a unique guaranteed prize of 20,000 Ghana cedis. My very good friend, you can take home 20,000 Ghana cedis, equally take home 738,000 Ghana cedis, all with only 5 Ghana cedis. All you have to do is to pick your phone, dial *787#, and then get your ticket to stand a chance to change your life. No budget is too big with 738,500 Ghana cedis. This is your moment, so change your life now.
And that's how we end this edition of Business Live. My name is Charles Aite. For more news, to log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Many thanks once again. Enjoy the rest of our programs.